I do see, short activists who I think sometimes have a hard time living with that, right? Like they've spent all this time and money. They know there's like a lot of smoke on something. They can't find the fire and they're not willing to walk away. And they'll put something that's kind of half-assed or even dangerous to them out there. I mean, look, in general, though, I'd say it takes us 2 to 3 weeks. So if you're inside a long short fund where they do a reasonable amount of like, kind of fraud shorting or scam shorting, maybe the bar to convince us that there's an issue, okay, there is the same bar, right? And maybe it takes us on average 2 to 3 weeks of work to get there, to say, okay, there's a problem. Now, our cycle time overall varies quite a bit, but if I had to peg an average, I'd say it's 3 months from inception to we go out there and speak. I mean, it's been over a year at times, right? But what we're doing between that, we've cleared the bar, we believe there's a problem, and when we go public it's basically building the evidence that we think can convince the long holders that they need to re-rate here, or that the stock should re-rate, because again, for reasonably skeptical people who view the world the way that we do, it doesn't take that much to convince us like there's some issues. But for the blue pill and close your eyes and buy guys, I mean, it's you got to do a lot more work. So I would say really getting it right in the first 2 to 3 weeks. And and I'd say the bigger issue that we find in the first 2 to 3 weeks isn't so much that like, oh, this isn't, a problematic company. It's just like, again, this has really been a creature of the post GFC environment, especially like post 13 and post 15, where, we're like, look, in a normal world, this is a fucked company and nobody should own it. But in the world in which we live, people aren't going to care.